Hey everybody, Mark here, going to do a overview of my 20-foot tall outdoor Christmas tree I made this year. This tree stands at right at 20 feet tall with an 8-foot diameter base. It uses 3 guide wires, and it has right at 3,600 lights. Um, so let's start off at the top. Um, the top is on mine. I used right at about 2 foot tall tree topper. Just drove some metal screws in and zip tied it on. Going down, uh, the light strands are actually tripled together with a zip tie. So I got 3 strands zip tied together at the connectors, and then I was able to hook them to the top. I saw a lot of different ways people made these hooks for the top. With mine, all I did was I got some jacket hooks. They have 2 hooks per hook, or two. They have 2 hooks that broke off of each one of them. So total, I have 8 hooks at the top that I could hook lights to. So working down, the pipe itself is just actually a top rail for fencing. Pretty simple. They cost right at about $12 for a 10-foot long piece. I have 2 pieces here, and they do slide in together, so you don't have to have a connector. But let's see if I can kind of show you the center connector. So right at the middle, see, oh, there it is. Right at the middle, I have a coupler that goes into it. This is not necessary, but it gives you a little bit more rigidity in that area. And then I just got some metal screws and just screwed the coupler into the pipe itself. Um, so you can kind of see, pretty simple. At the base, some people I see use concrete or put something in the bottom. I didn't do it this year. I don't think it's really necessary, but I just drove the pipe in a couple inches under the ground, and it seems pretty steady. You could get like a piece of rebar and drive it down there as well to give it a little bit more rigidity, but I don't see a problem with it how it sits right now. At the bottom, you guys kind of can see, I saw this idea online. I really liked it. So what you do is you actually get 8 pieces of wood. You cut 22.5 degree cuts on each corner. And then you can just screw them together. So maybe you can see these are screwed together with just a wood screw to combine it to make this nice shape. Each one of these pieces of wood is 36.75 on the longest edge, with that 22.5 degree cut into them, and that gives you right at an 8-foot diameter base. I've seen people online, they decided to get flexible plastic pipe and connect it together, and a lot of different other stuff. Wood works really well. It's the cheapest alternatives, and it's heavy, so it keeps the light strands down. For mine, I saw people put staples in it. I didn't want to do it this year. I probably am not going to, but all I did was when I wrapped it down around, and then I just pulled it through the other side, so it kind of gets a little bit of a connection there. The weight of the wood keeps them pretty taut. But that is the base. For the guide wires, we'll come over to this one right here. But for the guide wires, down at the bottom, I just have a standard anchor that screws into the ground. These cost a couple bucks at Home Depot. The cable itself, I saw a lot of different people with a lot of different cable thicknesses. This is 1/8-inch cable. If you notice when you walk up the cable, there is no turnbuckle. I don't really think it's necessary. I saw people do it. I think it's just an added expense for no reason. If you guys don't know what a turnbuckle is, it's basically a left hand and a right hand threaded bolts that when you twist them, it tightens. It tightens the cable. What I'm able to do is I just twist this in a little bit deeper if it's getting a little loose, and it gives me it really keeps everything pretty taut. Let's see, maybe. It's pretty taut, and it keeps the tree up just fine. You can see that one's shaking, and I'm not having any distortion. To connect these ones at the top, maybe we can zoom in, see if I can focus on that one. To connect at the top, all I did was I got some U-bolt connectors. Again, you can find them at Home Depot or Lowe's. And then I just wrapped the cable around and then cinched it down. And it gives me more than enough strength at the top. So zooming back out, if you guys notice too, I have only 3 points, 3 guide wires that go into the tree. So one right here, 2 in the back, and the third one right here. I see people that do 4. Obviously, the more that you have, the more factor safety, because you have more cables that can support the tree. Here in Pooler, Georgia, I have a pretty good amount of wind, but still, the working load for 1/8 inch cable is 340 pounds. That means with a factor of safety, metal cables anywhere from 2 to 3. Let's just say it was 2 times for factor of safety. That's right at 700 pounds of working load, or 700 pounds before it would fail. I could not imagine this tree having 700 pounds of force being put on top of it. That'd be a hurricane. And if a hurricane comes, good luck. So I don't see the purpose of having more guide cables. Obviously, the more the better. 5 is better than 4, and 6 is better than 5. But 3 is more than enough for what I'm doing right here. And let's think. I have 3,600 lights on this tree right now. They're all LED running off one outlet. If you guys are not running LEDs, I highly suggest it. They do cost a little more money, but in the long run, it saves you power. And again, you can use less outlets, and I've never popped a breaker yet on LED lights. But that is a review of my tree. If you guys got any questions, please leave them below. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, and link this this project to other web pages. Please share your comments, and if you have any questions, leave them below. Happy holidays. Signing off, Mark. Here's the mega tree lit up at night. It is 20 feet tall with 3,600 LEDs. For comparison, you can look at the house. The peak of the house is about 15 feet. So it's a very tall tree, and it looks very impressive at night. This camera does not give it justice. Hope my information with the mega tree can help you guys out with building your own. If you have any questions, please leave them down below.